Roger. 2,000 feet.
Hello YouTube, Wycliffe Barrett here today. We're having a look at XPrealistic. This is a new add-on for the XPlane environment. It's been developed by Roy Cronenfeld and it costs $14.99. Now this is absolutely fabulous. It's a really nice add-on. It's available from xplane.org and from XPrealistic's own website as well. Now, it's not always obvious exactly what this is, but this is how you load it up. You install it first of all into your plugins folder, and there are full instructions available, and when you load up or when you open up, this is what you get on screen, right? It's a little dialog box and it's not completely obvious what it is and what it does, but what it is an immersion add-on. So it adds immersions, or for want of a better expression, effects. Now for each aircraft there are something like 23 different immersions / effects, and when you load it up you'll get a default one. Now as you can see here, there are a number of little buttons, and the one I've got here is the Cessna 172. As you can see, the Cessna 172, I'm using X camera, so it does suggest that you activate X camera, and it also suggests that you get X camera, that it enhances the whole thing. Now there are different profiles. I can reset them, I can delete the profile and create new ones, but here you see the immersions, and there are 23 of them, 23 immersions effects, okay? And there are lots and lots of different ones, and the first one that you can see there is engine start, and it's enabled, so that means it's enabled in XPlane, and that it will work, and you can simulate these. Now there are lots of different ones. There's G-force effects there's ground effect, which is really nice, and you can scroll through those with your mouse wheel, or you can click on them and it will go through them. So I'm just going to go back to the beginning here. I think engine start, it is enabled, the sound is at 100%, and I can simulate what that looks like. Watch this. I'm going to click in the button here and it simulates engine starting. There you go. You see that shake? Well, that's what happens when you turn the key in the aircraft. You turn the key in the aircraft and it shakes. Now, this is the default Cessna in XPlane 11. This is the default Cessna in XPlane 11. And so we also got engine stop. Click on that and it just shakes a little bit gently as the engine stops and settles down. Really clever. Then you've got flaps drag, which is quite unique. When you engage your flaps, you hear the wind sound change, and also drag is added, so there's more drag added to the aircraft. You can't simulate that on the ground, of course, that would be silly. You have to be in the air to simulate that, but it's enabled. So it's enabled for the Cessna 172, and we'll see all of this in a short while, because I'm going to take off and do a short circuit around the airport, and you'll be able to see some of the effects. So there's flap stress, and of course with all of these immersions there are different sound files, so if there is stress happening on the flaps you'll hear that, and it adds to the whole immersion factor. G-force effects, now this is really quite strange, and we have this effect in the Airfoil Labs Cessna 172 already, but with this on in the Airfoil Labs it's even better. I know that sounds crazy, but it is better, and whilst I can simulate it on the ground it doesn't look that much. You think, well, what's this? We've got gear drag, of course, because it's a Cessna and the gear is always extended, then there's drag on that structure, and you can hear the drag, and there's a sound that is associated with the dragging. You can increase the sound, you increase the wind, you can increase the sound volume as well. It's really good. Now ground effect is superb. Ground effect, of course, is when you come into land, there is a cushion of air underneath the aircraft, and as you come into land, you hear the sound change, you hear the wind change as you come into land over the airport, over the runway. There is a sound file, and there is 3 different wind sounds that you can apply, so you choose the one that you like the best, and you can change the volume. This is set at something like 70%, I think, or 75%. Can't simulate it because we're on the ground, but the effect comes into effect at 15 feet above the runway. You can see that there, AGL 15. You can alter that as well if you wish. Okay, so a whole range of different immersions, different effects, and really quite impressive. When I first got this, Roy sent me a preview copy, and I wasn't too sure about it. I got to admit, I wasn't very sure about it, but as soon as I started using it and could see the effects, then it is amazing. It really is quite amazing, and it alters everything. I flew the default Baron 58, absolutely incredible. I flew the EADT 737, and you know, it alters that because there are immersions for jets as well. It's not just GA aircraft, it's jets. Just scrolling through them all using the mouse wheel, so you can either find the click spot there where it says engine start, or you can just scroll through it once you've got the click spot. You can move this menu round by just clicking on the top bar, as you saw me right at the beginning. You can move that around and have a look at what's going on. Really good, really useful. We're going to be moving shortly to a flight, because I don't think there's much more I can say about this menu system other than that when I first got it, it was really small. You couldn't, if you had a big monitor, and I've got a big monitor, if you had a 4K 32-inch TV, you just would not be able to see the text. It was just too small. So I mentioned this to Roy, and he's put up in the top left-hand corner a little label. It says small and big. Watch this now. If I click on it, should be clicking on it now. There you go, small. So that's what it was originally, and I said, well, maybe you need to make it a bit bigger. So he agreed, and so we got small and big. And you know, my eyes are okay. I could see the small, but it was a bit too small. So anyway, there we go. So that is that. It's really straightforward. There is a new manual is being written for it, and because I didn't think the manual was explicit enough. So let's jump in the aircraft, let's start it up and see what happens.
A few moments later.
Here we are. I'm just going to start up the aircraft, so just make sure the brake is on, turn the batteries on, and avionics. Don't forget, this is the default 737. This is the default Cessna in XPlane 11. I hope you can hear the sounds. Turn the key. See that? See how it shook as we turn the key and just sort out the mixture and just warm the engine up. And then we'll take this for a little jolly around the airport. I may keep quiet for a lot of this flight. You can see X camera there in use. Let's just get some lights on, pitot heat, etc. And I think we'll be ready to go. Yep, Cardiff Airport. Fairly nice day, you know, not bad weather. Oops, something went wrong there. Fairly nice weather. This morning, it's actually raining at the airport at the moment, but c'est la vie, as I say, c'est la vie. But when I filmed this yesterday, it was a relatively nice day. So I think we need to get out onto the flight line now, and you'll begin to see some of those effects in action. Now, I think I'm going to keep quiet for quite some time on this flight, and I'm just going to let you view them. There'll be a bit of music here and there, but I just want you to view things, and so you can see that and hear it, rather than me talking over it. Okay, so I'll be back in a little while. Here we are now approaching the flight line as we get onto the runway. Maybe I shouldn't have taken off because I know there's a load of seagulls ahead of me, but let's get going. And well, lucky I didn't get an engine strike there, that's for sure. Okay, I'm going to start my turn any moment now, and you'll see the effect that I'm on about as the aircraft turns, okay, the G-force. Okay, I'm going to keep quiet for the remainder of the flight, and so you can listen to some of the effects and sounds, and I'll put some notices up on screen as things happen. See you in a few minutes. Full stop there in the Cessna 172, the default Cessna 172 in XPlane 11 using XPrealistic. XPrealistic really enhances the default aircraft. It also enhances payware aircraft. It's $14.99. It's made by Roy Cronenfeld. Roy is a really nice guy. I've spoken to him a number of times, and he has some great ideas for the future of XPrealistic, and he's going to be adding more and more immersions to it, or more and more immersions / effects. You can get it from all good outlets, xplane.org, FS Pilot Shop, Future Game Shop, and also from XPrealistic's own website. My advice, if you can afford it, get it. It's really going to enhance things. My name is Wycliffe Barrett. This is XPlane Dedicated. Cheerio.
Yeah.